All right, good morning. Can you guys hear me? I hope that you can, because I am on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Can you guys hear me? Because the reception may or may not act right. Well, I hope you can, because it is time for us to have our daily devotion of the Car Chronicles movement. So I got Laura Renee is on here. Really? You're saying good morning, beautiful? Well, I thank you for that. Good morning, Missy. What's going on? God bless you. Jacqueline Solomon is on here. Felicia is on here. Toshiba Smallwood. God bless you. How you doing? How was your birthday? Mika, it's so good to see you. Marcelette Servant Girl, God bless you. There's my girl. She says, good morning, Spirit. Good morning to you. How are you? Keisha is on here. Good morning. Glinda, how are you? I hope you guys can hear me. Charlize Mighty Lamb is on here. Good morning to everyone who is under the sound of my voice. Kathy Newkirk is on here. God bless you all. I want you guys to click tag and share, because I'm going to be fast this morning. Well, what is she doing? Because she is always doing something. Hey to you. Tiffany Cribbs is on here. Jacqueline Thompson is saying, hey, Pastor. God bless you. How are you? Alicia Carr is saying good morning. Andrea Leach is on here. Good morning. Natasha is on here. God bless you. Monica Carson, how are you? Antoinette is saying good morning. Apostle J. Hey, what am I doing? Hey, what's up? How you doing, Kansas? How you doing? Key Sheffy is on here. Corinne, are you praying for me? Deborah is on here. God bless you all. There is Karen the Run. Karen, hey, shalom to all of my Jewish friends. I want to say to each and every one of you, good morning, Jamaica, wherever you're logging in from. God bless you all. I want to say that I'm praying for my friend. Institutional has lost a force. I grew up, and everyone knows that I'm a Brooklyn girl. That's where the birth be at. So I want to say that's right. Cammie is on here. Cammie, God bless you, says from Clinton Avenue, Brooklyn. You know that. How you doing, girl? I want you to inbox me. Cammie, Camille, I was just talking about, us growing up in Brooklyn. And, Monique, Bishop Craig, and, I'm at a loss for words. We lost a serious force in Brooklyn. If you know James Hall, if you know Hezekiah Walker, if you know the Williams family, Monique, institutional was, I'm just a loss for words. And so I'm praying this morning. I am traveling, and everyone is like, are you serious? During the pandemic, I'm going to say something, and you got 1,200 people who are watching me. People are tired, and people are on the road, and you do what you've got to do. You get your hand sanitizer, you wash your hands, you wash your face, and you just be mindful. Golda, I'm praying for you. And so I am on the road, and I am traveling, and people are saying, well, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where you go preach at? Can't disclose that. Sorry, I can't do that. And so I thank God for you. I thank God for my future, the Apostle Fred D. Gooden. I thank God for Unity Church Charlotte, Divine Influence. I thank God for my staff. I thank God for my praise and worship leaders. I thank God for my gatekeepers. I thank God for my musicians. I thank God for Tamika, who gets up and sings so beautifully every morning. I thank God for AP, Assistant Pastor Michelle, that always holds down the fort. Sunday we will have service. That's right. We will be in the parking lot doing our Sunday morning parking lot praise. We're going to ask that you don't honk your horns, but we're going to ask you to please take what I'm going to give you and use that instead. And so I thank God for you. I have the most rockinest church on the planet. It's Unity Church Charlotte. We're located at 2818 Queen City Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Divine Influence. And I thank God. Just watch what God is doing. I can guarantee you it's all going to make sense. Ramita Mears is on here. Okay, I'm going to speak to you really quickly because I'm on the road, and I know the reception is probably going to act crazy. But even as I drive, I noticed something. I noticed that the world is now starting to pick up momentum. I notice now that the world is now moving, in life as we know it is not as we know it, but people are now stepping into the new norm. And so the new norm means that people are now adjusting to everything that we've got to do because we need to move forward. Golda, I thank God for the praise report. So hear me. I want you to understand that now God is saying, well, what do you do that you've got to move into a new normal? How do you adjust to going back to a job or not having one at all? How do you adjust to having a refrigerator full of food and not having none at all? How do you adjust to now getting your business that seemed to somehow has failed, but now we've got to now gather it all back? Hold on. How is it that I can maneuver during this pandemic and life as I know it ain't like I know it at all? Okay. How is it, God bless you, Marquisa, how are you? How is everybody under the sound of my voice? How is it that the world that was stall or still for a couple of months, we go back into a new normal? How do I adjust? 1,700 people under the sound of my voice. Well, I'm so glad you clicked my button because we're going to talk about that. What's up, Wood? How you doing? And so God said to wake you up, and we're going to do something called the fear factor. Someone says, traveling mercy, I'm good. I got God's man on deck and I'm fine, and Dylan's in the back sleep. And so I need you guys to understand. I want you to do me a favor. I need you to get a pen and a paper because I'm a how-to type of pastor. I'm very hands-on. Unity Church will tell you that if you ever come to any of my conferences. Chi-Town, Chicago. God bless you, Bishop White. I will be in Chicago in August, and that is not canceled. It's a free event. Come out, and I'm going to be giving you information concerning She Favor 2021 in Brooklyn. And so now you are saying, well, what do I do? God said we need you. Listen to me now. I want you to do the exercise. Understand we're fasted to 12 o'clock, lunchtime, your time, all over the world. Bonnie Cooper, God bless you. I need you guys to click, tag, and share. We're going somewhere. How do I readjust when my loved one has gone home? There is something happening in the earth because I said to Apostle Fred the other day, there's so many matriarchs and patriarchs that are no longer with us, and now God is doing something in the earth. There is a changing of the guard that has happened. There's a shift in everything that you knew once to be normal. And what do you do? Truly said, we are ready. So I need you, God bless you, Pastor Powers, to write these things down. And I'm going to try to speak quickly because we're traveling. You lose reception, and I need y'all to pray. I'm on here early in the morning being faced, but as long as my husband thinks I'm beautiful and fine, that's all right, and I'm fine. So go with me because I want you to go to 2 Timothy. Go to 2 Timothy. Can you do that? We go into 2 Timothy. Do that. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 1. I want to read something to you, but I'm going to open up your understanding because I need you today, please wake up, to write these things down. Can you give a honk? Just honk your horn for me. There you go. That's for all of you who are part of this movement. You click, tag, and share, and you've invited your friends. I want to read something to you because you have to understand what is happening in the earth. Something that is happening in the earth is called the shift. People say it's the paradigm shift, and if you don't know anything about the paradigm shift, I suggest you study it because it is very real and it's happening now. 2 Timothy 1. I'm going to open up your understanding and help us all out. And so listen to what the word of the Lord said. 2 Timothy, I'm going to go to 6. I'm going to read the NIV. You may have the King James Version. Whatever version you have, 2,000 people, it's going to make sense. Hear me. For this reason, what reason are you speaking about, Paul? Paul is speaking about this specific reason where he is speaking to Timothy, his dear son. And so understand that God has to open up your intellect concerning seasons in your life. So he says, for this reason and this season. Say this reason and this season. God bless you. Hello, how are you? Beatrice, God bless you. How you doing? And so with this reason and this season, God is saying, let me remind you of something. And so he's saying, because of everything that's going on, I've got to remind you of this one thing. To fame into the flame the gift of God, which is through laying of the hands. Now, I've got to stop right there for a moment. I need you guys to understand. The Bible says that when you are sick, call for the elders of the church. Everyone has the ability to pray, fervently or not. But there is something about the anointing of God that hears from God, just like you, that God will specifically during a time and season not just give you a word, but he will allow for a specific time and season for God to allow your healing to be manifested. Now, if you don't believe it, that's you. God bless you for saying that, Randy Wood. I want you to understand that God said there is a season of healing that's about to embark on your life. There is a season that God is going to take everything that is happening, and it is all going to make sense when it doesn't make sense right now. He said, but I want you to tap into laying of the hands. Hold on for yourself. Sometimes you got to just get your oil. Sometimes you just got to lay hands. God bless you, Fudge Praise. You got to just lay your hands. And please just don't lay them, without faith. It is the requirement that you need to believe. Now, watch this, because I'm going to blow your mind about something. And God says, for he has not given us the spirit of being fear or timid. I gotta stop. So basically, don't be afraid. Hold on. It's going to get a little deep. To lay hands on those that are sick. Most people that you forget about laying hands on is yourself, because you are sick. You sick and tired of being sick and tired. I get it. Some of you, under the sound of my voice, you've got to say, now I'm going to pray and I'm going to work, but I'm going to believe God in the total turnaround of my situation. Someone said I'm teaching. The little smurf called Keisha said that. But it also says, if you read it in another version of the Bible, it says timid. 2,100 people. I need all of my timid individuals to speak to me right now. We're all of my individuals that are afraid of the devil. I want to talk to you. I don't need you to do that. I want to speak to everybody that's so crazy because this pandemic got you bound. I want to speak to everybody that lost a business, small business or not. I want to speak to those that lost a loved one in your morning. I want to speak to you in this season, where things supposed to be going well and then went left. Now, you were putting along and you was going along really nice. Someone said, I just did this to myself yesterday. I'm glad you did. But I want to speak to someone and you have a problem with where you are. Felicia, God bless you. And so the word is fear, but in the other indication it says timid. And God says he is not giving you the spirit of fear. But what he has given us is power. He's given us love. And not just a sound mind, he's given us discipline. Tiffany Jones, God bless you. And God says to tell you something. He said, so you do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord, of me who is a prisoner. I just said that. In Jesus Christ. Now, why is he saying this? He's simply saying this because when God does something supernatural in your life, because you laid hands on yourself and believing, you lay hands on your situation and you believe, and you took your bills and laid them in the floor. Someone did it last night and believe, God, I don't got it, but I know who does. When you get to the place where you've got to operate your faith, fear is the factor. And so if you allow me for a moment to share with you Pastor Jameliah's fear factor. Now, I'm going to say some things and it's going to make a lot of sense, and some of you have to write it down, and if you don't, the replay people, how you doing? God said that right now, let's deal with the fear factor. I wrote something down that the Lord had given me for you, 2,200 people under the sound of my voice. You've got to go back to the new normal. So I'm in the car now, and when there was no cars on the road, it is flooded now. When there was no, hold on, the truck drivers, God bless you. How you doing? How you doing? Where you don't understand that they are the essential workers and they making your Amazon hit the door. Most of you do not understand that God is saying fear has now predicated you because you don't know how to maneuver through this new normal. Now listen to me. God said, but what I have done in this season, I've given you the ability to walk over serpents and scorpions. Hold on, all of you folks from West Virginia in the backwoods or wherever you happen to be, and you take a whole bucket of snakes and walk over it. Hold on, I need you to pay attention, because wisdom is the principal thing. Randy said, get them, bring them out, bring them out. God said to tell you about the fear factor. Now, let me, someone said, come on, preach. I'm not preaching, I'm teaching, because I'm driving and I got to go somewhere. Now, I need you to understand, fear can be two things. It can be comforting and crippling. Now, I want to speak to the timid people. I want to speak to the people that if you just go, you go, oh my gosh, like Cardi B, coronavirus. I want to speak to you. I'm going to need you to slow down because allergy season is upon you. Fear can be comforting or crippling. I've got to ask you, during this pandemic, did you allow fear to comfort you, or cripple you. The new normal is now approaching you, and you've got to live life somewhat as you knew it. You've got to go outside your door, and you've got, Georgia, I'm praying for you, because you know black folks don't play with their hair, their nails, and the barber shops. We also going to wait for the golf course and for the stock markets to open as well. You ain't gonna use us as no guinea pigs. Did I say that? People are laughing, but it's true. I've got to ask you during this pandemic, all you business owners, have you allowed fear to cripple you or comfort you? Some people, under the sound of my voice, you allow fear to get you to a place of comfortable because it's safe here. Some of you have allowed your fears to get you in a place of complacency because you don't want to be in love anymore because the last person hurt your heart. Hear me. Most of you, under the sound of my voice, you've got to understand that you've allowed fear to get you to a place of standstill because it's comfortable here. I don't want to be comfortable when I got to get up and get out and go get it. I don't want to be comfortable when I've got to feed my children. I don't want to be comfortable when the world is standing still and the government doesn't know what to do. I've got to allow fear to say, take the back seat. My faith is in operation because I've got to adjust to the new normal. The crippling thing of fear is that it will cripple and stop your ability to move. 2,500 folks under the sound of my voice. It will stagnate your ability to produce. It will stagnate your ability to get up and go get something. It will stagnate your mental process. When God is saying, now I'm giving you multiple streams of income, it will cripple the faith you need to produce it all. Fear can do two things at the same time. I'm asking 2,500 people to write this down. Please, someone, you really are going to ask me about my glasses at this minute. Caroline, I got you, but this is not. I got you. I want you to understand that God is saying, write this down. What have you allowed fear during this pandemic to do to you? Did it cripple you or did it make you comfortable? Which one is it? Your assignment today is write them down. Now, fear is also given to you to be leveraged. What do you mean? There are certain levels of fear. You being in control allows the leverage of fear to operate. Watch this. Okay, good. There's so many people talking to me right now and you guys are excited, and I'm going to talk to you later, but not now. Leverages of fear means this. I'm going to ask you a very serious question. If you have children, I need you to smile, whether they're driving you crazy or not. Hello, Savannah. I'm praying for Savannah. If you have children, I need you to give a smiley face right now. We're going somewhere. If you have children. If you have children, give a smiley face. Okay. So now that we are all on one accord, you have children. Fear is leveraged because if someone threatened your children, you would fearfully run out and rescue them if you're a good parent. If a tree fell in the woods, you know, that's a saying. If a tree fell on your child or a car, God forbid, you fearfully will run outside and muster the strength you need because the endorphins of the charge of saving the life of a child will kick in and you will do your level best to remove the tree as best you could. Fear sometimes can save your life if you leverage it and give it to who it belongs to. Watch me. God said fear is the first sign of wisdom for the Most High God. Most of you don't fear God enough to trust Him when your faith dwindles down. Fear is predicated and leveraged to God. I am a daredevil. Now, whether you like it or not, Michelle just went up the timeline. Fred scratches his head, and people that know me says, we ain't jumping out no airplane, 2,500 people. I am dying to jump out of an aircraft. I am the young girl in Brooklyn, and Cammie will tell you this, and so will Yvette, and so will Corinne, that when someone was messing with your child, I would always handle the bully because fear was leverage for me that I had none. That I only feared God Himself. And now if anything ever happened to my beautiful family. And so the leverage of fear, God says, I've given you the measure. But this is the problem. Fear can make you very heroic. I want to speak to the essential workers because they have a leverage of fearlessness to go into the place where they say can kill you. God, there's a leverage of fear that God gives those individuals specifically to save their life. He's saying here the problem is it has caused you to be timid instead of being heroic and say, I fear not. God says what you've allowed it to do is cripple you. You get it now. 2,600 folks under the sound of my voice. Understand, I need you to write down the leverage of fear that you have. Well, what's that? What was that? What was that, Fred? What was that? Did you feel that? See, what I did right now is I gave you an example where absolutely nothing is going on except I'm en route to preach somewhere. But the problem is that you've allowed fear to get you in a place of paranoia. God, someone said they're here, Natasha Bourne, God bless you. You've allowed fear to get you to a place where it is unhealthy. Now watch this. There are some fears that are healthy fears. Now watch this. What do you mean, woman of God? You just told us that faith can never be fear's sidekick. It can't. Understand the operandi of it was given to God. Most of you have reduced the most powerful God alive to a friend. You don't respect your friends now because you wouldn't have slept with a man. So you mean to tell me the all-knowing, all-seeing, omnipresent God you reduced to a friend? No, he ain't my friend. Read Kings. It says that he is also a God of war. I want you to understand, 2,600 people, the healthy fear to God is good. The paranoia of the world is bad. You've got to live life as you know it. At some point in time, the doors are going to open and you've got to go out. Hear me. God even said that faith is the principal thing. The principal thing of faith will let you execute healthy fears. Now, let me say this to you. Where are my diabeticals? You know, you got the sugar. You know you do. Now, hear me. If I've got a car full of pies, which I do, you know good and doggone well that fear that you got, that your sugar will be off the charts, allows you to say, I can't eat the cake and the may. But what you do is because you don't have healthy fears, you eat the pie anyway. So what you do is you allow fear to make you comfortable or cripple you. Now you see why I've given you the assignment. You've got to understand fear's power. Now, someone said, ooh, hear me. Fear has stages, which means that I need you to write down the power. Did you allow it to cripple you or comfort you? Most of you are single because you've allowed the heartbreak to put you in a place of fear. So you've allowed the comfortableness of fear to get you to the position where you don't ever want to be loved again. Understand the leverage and the power of fear. 2,700 folks, let me tell you this. Fear has something called instincts. Watch this. Someone said I'm a diabetical. Hear me. I want you to click tag and share someone. Now watch this. Fear has an instinct. The instincts are not always automatic. Now watch this. I wish somebody would mess with one of my children. My instinct as a mother and a protector is to take charge. Now, hold on. I ain't saying that you don't like your kids. I'm just saying mine. Now, hear me. Understand its power. Because the paranoia is where God has a problem. Why would he give you fear and tell you, I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind? The spirit of fear means that you allow fear to take you over and cripple you. Hear me. Listen to me. Fear has instincts. It is not always automatic. That means healthy fear gets you in a position to think about what you're doing before you do it. That's why they always tell you breathe. If you ever in a problem, they say, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Can you just calm down? Can you just calm down? Can you calm down? I'm gonna talk to you if you calm down. If you huffing and puffing, if you cannot focus, fear will allow you to make the bad decision. Most people who are under the sound of my voice are incarcerated simply because they could not control the leverage of fear, did not understand its power, and pulled a trigger. Fear has to be Someone said this is good. You got to write down and ask, is it crippling you or is it comforting you? I thank you for saying that. You've got to understand that in an instant, will you allow fear to kick in or faith? There is some time you got to operate your faith. I recall when my mom died. I recall this. I love you too, Sean Hill. My instinct kicked in when Miss Roberta called me and said there was a thump on your mother's floor. I turned my car around and my fear kicked in because I did not want anything to happen. God slowed my car down and said, I got her. And my faith kicked in because I had to make decisions and call the family. See, you've got to understand that you can't always be fearful in a pandemic. You've got to say, I'm going to operate my faith, but I'm going to think. Those are the individuals that are so paranoid. You've got to realize we're going back to a new normal, 6 feet social distance. People are scared. If you sneeze, if you got that good old booger on your nose, it's a problem. It simply means that don't allow the spirit of fear to overtake you. You 6 feet social distance and you brush somebody by accident and a whole pandemic fight happens at the Walmart. Because people now, senses are heightened and they've got to go back. God bless you, Ian Scott. They've got to go back to life not as they know it. They're going into a position fearful like they've never been before. People are dying like they never died before. What kind of buffoonery is that, 45? People are dying like they've never died before. I don't know how they died before, but they say, I don't want to die today, but right now I'm praying. It's the spirit of fear. I want to say this too. Fear can decide what actions you take. Fear can decide if you walk away from a conflict or you get 6 feet under. Fear will decide if you walk away from a conflict because I'm no longer 6 feet social difference. I kind of forgot. I got caught up because I'm finally getting out the house and I'm excited. I brush you by accident. You've got to allow your faith to kick in instead of your fear taking over, because fear can decide what actions you take in every situation. I ain't Papa in this. Someone said, come on, teach this thing. Patricia, I love you. Papa, I don't understand him and that old bony olive oil. I never will get it. You fighting over somebody that got some scrawny legs and a little ponytail. What? Is olive oil? Was she the only woman in Papa's world? Fred. Yep. He said yes. So, Bruno was fighting over this bony woman. Y'all laughing. If you saw Papa, you know what I'm saying. But the minute he stood up, he had to do something to combat Brutus. So he would open up the can of spinach and by faith eat what he thought would give him the strength he need. God bless you, Trina, to deal with this fool. And most of you got to realize your choices help you determine the decision you take during a situation. Instead of getting knocked the heck out, he decides to put his faith in a can to help. And that's what you mean by you open up a can of whoop. That's what he did. Why y'all laughing? And why y'all laughing at me? Y'all know I'm crazy. And so fear will allow you to make a risk decision that can save your life or take it. Some people wish that they did not allow fear to get them in a position to be incarcerated. Man, I remember the last meeting I had with my corrections officer at 50 Evergreen Street in Orange, New Jersey. Man, that last, because you know you got to pay all these fines. You got to sit with your corrections officer. I remember, man, I was like, man, I ain't coming back here. Because I became reactionary and I reacted in a way that was not conducive to what I was taught. Oh no, you gonna catch these hands. Why y'all laughing? Okay, fine. Most of you, you know good and well, you want to just strangle her. You do. You want to strangle him. Man, yeah, I do. People said brown people die like that before. Larry Powell, bless you. You want to strangle your children. You do. You do. You do. Lord Jesus, I ask you, Father God, to give me the strength, Lord God, to deal even with my own Lord. Because now you're locked in a position, in a place where your children are confined and you don't know the math problem. teacher ain't picking up the phone. You done got an F on the math problem that was supposed to be right because you the adult and you got 3 degrees. So now the combustibility in the house is causing friction because someone said, I need this word, Karen Carnish, I got you. Because the decision you made. Most people right now, y'all used to be good friends until you became reactionary or something that could have been controlled simply by having an understanding. One more thing. Fear can be threatening. So you've got to, someone said, you at that point now, Rennie, I can't get the jersey fast enough. Rennie, you can't do that. Do what your mother did, Corinne. Remember when you cut your hand when you was doing dishes and you got stitches? Remember that? And when I came over your house, you were still doing the dishes with stitches? That's Corinne. We've been friends since the 3rd grade. And so your mother's like, I don't care if you got stitches tonight. It's your night to do them dishes. Kia couldn't do them and Kelly couldn't do it. And you still had to do the dishes. Her mama ain't care. Right, Rennie? We laugh at that even to this day. Fear can be threatening or heroic. You've got to ask yourself, 2,000 people, in any situation, are you going to be heroic, take actions, or be timid? See, what faith does, it helps you understand fear's power and ability. Most people, you've got to write down the power of fear. God bless you, Kofi. What's going on? All my high school buddies are on here. You've got to let fear understand that you don't control me. I control you. And that's why God said, hello, London, the UK. Kelly, God bless you. Hear me. You was also my rescue. I said that to Fred, too. I'm always somebody's rescue. Been that way for 48 years. I need you to understand the fear factor. What is the facts of fear? The Bible said, God bless you, Barbara Smith. She said, this is good. God is not giving you the spirit of fear. The spirit of fear, anytime there is something spiritual, it means that it has the ability to overcome you. And that's why he said, I didn't give you the spirit of fear. It is an attribute I gave you. God bless you. God bless you, David E. Jackson. It has given you the ability to function in a normal capacity and give it to God. And he says, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the ability to put fear in its rightful place. But y'all allowing fear to drive y'all crazy because now the spirit of fear is in operation where you should be working. Now you're crippled. Now you're comfortable. God said today, he said, it's the seed producing faith that is going to help you overcome your fears. That's my seed today. It's the seed producing faith that'll help me overcome my fears. Because right now, the government is lifting things. People are afraid. People don't know what to do. The economy is failing us. Businesses are, I don't understand. Business are failing, but yet and still you don't have enough to save small businesses, let alone healthcare. Now you're opening up Atlanta, Georgia. It already has one of the highest HIV rates in the world. And so now if you already have a pre-existing condition, this may not be a good thing. And so now people are like, what do I do? Hold on, let's think now. We need to deal with the fear factor. And God is saying right now, I don't need you to let fear take you over, because you've got to make right decisions concerning your family. Someone said this word is comforting to my spirit. Good, sweetie. I'm going to need y'all to take a deep breath, drink you some tea, and calm down and execute your faith strategy. Because God said it is the seed-producing faith that you need concerning those doors opening and you going out, getting what you need to get your life back on track. I love you so much, Unity Church Charlotte. I love you so much, Car Chronicles Movement. Thank you for being part of this movement. I am indeed on the road, and I'm heading somewhere to give what thus said the Lord. I thank God. Apostle Fred is right here. Say, hey, sweetheart.
Hello.
And I thank God because we're doing ministry, and we're doing it the way God told us to do it. And I am saying to you, God is not giving you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Fear cripples your ability to move. That means that your power has dwindled down to nothing. Sound mind means give you the ability to make sound decision, but fear has crippled your ability to think properly because you become paranoid. And God said, hear me, it is the producing faith that you need to put fear in a place. Fear is not supposed to control you. You are supposed to control it. God bless you. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.